What is up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a great Thursday out there. Hope you guys are being safe, staying healthy, and I hope you guys are looking after each other. And I hope everybody's doing well. And I hope you guys are cherishing this time with your family. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys are having a great day. Remember, guys, we're all in this together. Continue to stay safe. Look after each other. Cherish this time with your family. This time is important. And so let's get right into this AEW review. To kick off AEW, we had Cody versus Joey Janela. This was a really good match between Joey Janela and Cody to kick off AEW. This was a really good match, man. These two guys went out there and absolutely stole the show in the first match of the night to kick off AEW. These guys went out there and absolutely stole the show and had a really good match, man. Cody and Joey Janela are the two best wrestlers I've ever seen. These two guys went out there in the first match of the night on AEW and completely stole the show. These guys went out there and tore the house down in the first match of the night and put on a really, really good match. I mean, great wrestling, great storytelling in this match between Cody and Joey Janela to kick off the first match of AEW. This was a really good match, man. These two guys absolutely went out there and told a great story in the ring. These two guys deal well inside the ring together as well. These two guys went out there and absolutely stole the show to kick off AEW in the first match tonight for AEW. These two guys went out there and stole the show and had a really, really good match. I enjoyed it. The intensity was there. Great pacing in the match as well. Cody and Joey Janela absolutely went out there and had a awesome match to kick off AEW tonight. These two went out there and absolutely stole the show in a really, really good match. And Cody Rhodes ended up picking up the win over Joey Janela to kick off AEW in a really, really good match, man. I enjoyed this match between Cody and Joey Janela to kick off AEW. This was a good match, man. Very enjoyable, great storytelling, great wrestling in the match. This is what I like to see. I like to see a match go back and forth between two wrestlers. That's what wrestling is all about, man. When you got two guys going back and forth in a match against each other with great wrestling, and this match had great wrestling between Cody and Joey Janela. These two absolutely went out and stole the show in the first match of the night to kick off AEW, and Cody picked the win over Joey Janela in the first match of the night on AEW. And then we had Nyla Rose versus Kenzie Page. Nyla Rose completely ends up destroying Kenzie Page. Kenzie Page made her debut on AEW tonight, and Nyla Rose ends up destroying Kenzie Page in her first debut match tonight in AEW. And then we get a segment with MJF. I like MJF as a heel. I think MJF is a really awesome heel. He plays the heel persona really, really well. I like MJF as a heel, man. This guy plays the heel part very well. This guy comes off as a heel very, very well. This guy as heel, I like the heel persona for MJF, man. MJF is one of the best heels in AEW. He is one of the best heels on the mic as well. This guy is a great heel. I like that they have MJF playing a heel persona. I really like that in AEW. I think that is really awesome. So we had a really awesome heel segment with MJF tonight on AEW. And then we had a segment with Shawn Spears and MJF. It was alright. It wasn't that great, but it was alright for what it was. I didn't really get into it. It was alright, I guess. And then we had a backstage segment with Darby Allin. Darby Allin is one of my favorites on AEW. I like how Darby Allin didn't really say anything during his backstage segment. I like how he didn't really say anything. I like that in Darby Allin. Don't have Darby Allin say anything. Let his talking in the ring, speak for itself. Don't have Darby Allin say anything. Don't let him speak, because let his wrestling inside of the ring speak for itself. When Darby Allin wrestles in the ring, the talking it does for itself. It doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be on the mic. He doesn't need to say anything, because as long as Darby Allin is good in the ring, that's all that matters. When Darby Allin wrestles in the ring, the talking speaks for itself. So I like that about Darby Allin. Keep Darby Allin off the mic and let him wrestle and let the wrestling do the talking. I like that about Darby Allin. That's really cool. And then we had Brody Lee challenge Jon Moxley for the AEW Championship. That should be a good match between Brody Lee and Jon Moxley for the AEW Championship. That should be pretty good. And then we had Frankie Kazarian versus Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley and Frankie Kazarian put on the second best match of the night, in my opinion, on AEW tonight. They were the second best match of the night. These two guys wrestled well together, really well as well. I like Frankie Kazarian and Jon Moxley inside the ring, man. These two guys can go. These two guys can put on a great wrestling story, man. And I mean, Jon Moxley is a beast. So is Frankie Kazarian. Both guys are beasts inside the ring, and both guys can go. And both guys can tell a great story inside of the ring as well. And these two guys went out there and had the second best match of the night on AEW. I thought this match between Jon Moxley and Frankie Kazarian was a really good match. I thought it was well done. I really liked this match. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was a really, really good match between Jon Moxley and Frankie Kazarian on AEW tonight. I thought their match was really good. It was fun to watch. The pacing was there as well. Great storytelling in the ring. Frankie Kazarian and Jon Moxley went out and had the second best match of the night on AEW, and this match was really good. I thought it was a well put together match. Jon Moxley and Frankie Kazarian are both beasts, so that works out for both men as well. And Jon Moxley ended up picking up the win over Frankie Kazarian on AEW. And then we had Lance Archer versus QT Marshall. Lance Archer ends up destroying QT Marshall. They had to make QT Marshall look strong going into his match with Cody at Double or Nothing. So they had to make Lance Archer look strong. Lance Archer ended up destroying QT Marshall in their match together. I can say Lance Archer is a beast. The guy looked strong going into his match with Cody. I think him and Cody is going to have a good match at Double or Nothing. I think that's going to be a really good match as well. I think these two guys are really capable of having a great match together. And I think, Cody and Lance Archer is going to be a really good match at Double or Nothing. And then we had the main event. We had a street fight in the main event of AEW tonight with La Champion, Chris Jericho, and Sammy Guevara versus Broken Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega. This was a pretty good main event this was a pretty good main event for AEW with La Champion, Chris Jericho, and Broken Matt Hardy versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. So in the main event of AEW, it was a street fight with La Champion, Chris Jericho, and Sammy Guevara versus Broken Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega in a street fight. I thought it was alright. It didn't go the way that I had really originally planned. I thought Matt Hardy would get his first win at AEW, but no. What does AEW do? They bury Matt Hardy. So I don't care about the main event. I don't care about this. You bury Matt Hardy. Tony Khan is the Vince McMahon of AEW. That's who he is. He doesn't care about Matt Hardy. What does he do? Matt Hardy comes in and makes his debut, and what happens? Matt Hardy loses. So, Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho pick up the win over Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara pick up the win over Broken Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega in the main event of AEW in a street fight. This street fight was nothing special. You bury Matt Hardy. When he makes his debut, you bury him. So Matt Hardy is officially buried in AEW. Matt Hardy makes his debut, loses. Matt Hardy, you're buried. Tony Khan, you're a fucking idiot. So there you go. Tony Khan is a complete and utter idiot. He buries Matt Hardy. He don't know what he has in Matt Hardy. Tony Khan is Vince McMahon 2.0. That's who he is. So I'm going to go 2.5 out of 10 for my AEW review. If you guys like this AEW review, hit that thumbs up. If you guys like the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And turn on that bell for all of my notifications. That way you guys won't miss an upload or a live stream from my channel. And thank you guys for joining the channel. I really do appreciate it. Much love to each and every one of you. But yeah, Matt Hardy is buried. He gets buried in the main event of AEW tonight. Tony Khan buries Matt Hardy once again. Matt Hardy comes from that other place. I know they don't want to mention, that other place. So Tony Khan has buried Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy is completely buried. I don't care about the main event of AEW. I just don't care. Matt Hardy is officially buried. Matt Hardy makes his debut and you bury him. I don't know what sense that makes. I don't understand that. So the best two matches of the night was Cody and Joey Janela, and the second best match of the night was Jon Moxley and Frankie Kazarian. Those were the two best matches of the night tonight on AEW. So if I had something for you guys to go back and watch on AEW, go back and watch the match between Cody and Joey Janela, and go back and watch the match between Jon Moxley and Frankie Kazarian. So thank you guys for watching this AEW review. I really do appreciate it. You guys have a blessed day. I love you guys. And I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out. Peace.